Hey everyone, this is Delta. Welcome back to another episode of Minecraft. This episode is on the recent snapshot update for Minecraft. So this is the snapshot update for 1.2. So this is just number week 4, so it's 2012 week 4. Second snapshot for this year. And we have some pretty interesting stuff, and we have some updates and some also bugs as well, so we'll just get on to right now. So I made a brand new world for this thing, and I happened to spawn directly into a jungle biome. I think that's something that Jeb and John have coded in just as a snapshot. So you spawn inside the actual the jungle itself, and so you can do some testing or whatnot, and for the actual snapshot. So we'll get on to what's actually included right now. So first up, you can see these cats. This is a brand new mob of the actual game. They don't start out like this. These are my tamed cats. They start off. I'm spawning eggs. These eggs is ocelot. I'm not sure how to pronounce them, but the pretty much like wild jungle cats. They only spawn in jungles, and they're quite hard to tame. As you can see, they are quite skittish and run away from you. And the way to tame them is to use raw fish, and you have to wait till they come to you. You can't go towards them. It's quite a pain to really breed them or even get them tamed and whatnot. So you have to sit around. You can't do anything, and you can't move for a certain amount of time in order to tame them. They are, however, breedable, so you can breed them together as such, and create a little cat, which is really cool. The wild ones apparently pounce onto chickens and whatnot, and they're quite an interesting mob. And obviously, with the new update, Jeb and John have been working on some new AI for the mobs themselves. John is working. He's, I think, the new AI person for Mojang. And he helps out with the all the programming and all the AI, which is some cool stuff. We'll see some new AI stuff, hopefully with some villages as well in the near future. By the way, guys, you can download the snapshot in the description. I've put a link there to the actual post on Mojang.com, and it pretty much has a server side and also a client side version of this setup itself, so you can check that out and download if you want. This is not an update, guys, by the way. It's a snapshot. It's not a pre-release either. This is a opt-in, download, install update. That's a kind of like I said, a kind of a pre-release for the next update. However, it's not a wide download for everyone to use. You have to go out on your way to download it and install it. So we'll get into the next thing. So thanks to the new AI, we now have some new mob AI already. The last update showed that the zombies now have pathfinding things. So do the skeletons now. Skeletons and zombies both have a new pathfinding setup script, so that it finds a player easier, jumps over blocks and whatnot, and doesn't get stuck like a dumb mob pretty much. They also have some new unique features as well. They actually run away. If I can spawn one, I'm on easy. That's why peaceful. They will try to. I'm not too sure, but they will try to run to shade when on fire. This is something new that they've added. However, he didn't make it. Skeletons as well. Once they're on fire, they will try run to the shade or darkness in order to survive, which is some nifty new AI. Maybe it's just too dark already for them to work. But some pretty cool stuff, and it's actually some smartening up of some mobs, which is really cool. Make the game a bit harder, and also quite happy with the update so far. Up next, we have another item just for creative mode. This is a really cool item. It's called Bottle Enchanting, and what this does is it spawns experience orbs. You can use this in a dispenser, and it pretty much throwable that you actually can spawn and give the player or other players experience orbs. Now this would be fantastic for adventure maps if you want to reward your players for achieving something within a map, survival map, adventure map, you name it. You can reward them with experience points. This could be a score, so you can actually use this as a monetary system, so that a player can actually earn experience orbs as he goes and see who has the highest level. Or you could use it for a practical sense and actually give the user the ability to enchant weapons and advance forward by using enchantments and whatnot. So this is really cool, and I actually love that John and Jeb are actually working towards a more map-making friendly Minecraft, which is really cool. Along with some throwable stuff, they've also added this fire charge. This fire charge is similar to flint and steel. Has the same properties. Apparently, it burns faster and more like, vigorously and whatnot to upgrade to the flint and steel. However, this is really cool that it actually can be used within dispensers and fired like that. So it's pretty much the same as a blaze. A blaze fires those balls at you and whatnot. These are not affected by gravity at all. However, I do see a slight change in like the where it actually comes fires out. So yeah, like it's not affected by gravity at all, and that means that means that it will go forever until it hits something. So you can actually have some pretty cool effects with it. So you can fire into blocks, 10 blocks into fire and whatnot, and create a rapid burning like that, which should be cool. You could use it again with some PvP maps or some like survival maps like that. That's a really cool idea to include this. This could be used again with adventure maps and some survival maps to actually give the user more of a hard time, pretty much. So in some general updates, they updated the language files, which is probably a given thing. A lot of language files will be updated frequently throughout these snapshots because a newer text or updated text will be added for the game itself just to improve it. There's a new texture or slightly changed texture for the dispenser. They're probably doing some work on the dispenser or those items that go in the dispenser, and they thought they probably should update it. Some saplings have a actual change, so the oak sapling has a bit different texture. And what I'm holding here is it's a jungle sapling, and this jungle sapling is different. It's actually quite cool. It represents like a jungle tree. We'll get some bone meal right now, and use it. And it creates these tall trees. However, I haven't managed to create a 2x2 tree yet. I'd love to see if you actually can be able to do it. You may need more land, obviously, to do it. We'll give it a go now. See if you can get it to go over here. It may need more space. But what the hell, give it a go. Let's see if you can get a big one. No, it's a small one. So I'll be interested to see if you can actually make the big ones or not. I think that could be pretty cool to make some trees. As well as that, they've also added desert wells. So I presume it's just general water pat wells within the desert, which is pretty cool. Gives it some variety as well, and too boring. And we also have enchanting table. So the enchanting table has been changed slightly a bit as well. We can now place any item in there. Before you couldn't place tools. And that means that the new glitch, they used to be able to use another item and click rapidly on it, and it actually changed the levels quite fast. However, now you can't do that. When you do it, you simply swap out the item. It's good and bad. Most people know what can go on it and what can be used, so they don't actually need to have this feature. So I wouldn't think a dispenser could be enchanted. However, pretty cool if it could. But now you can't actually do the feature with rapid clicking through the levels itself, which can be a bit annoying. However, you can do it quite fast like this. So that's pretty much it. So in terms of the updates and changes and what have you, that is pretty much it. They haven't changed much. Little tweaks and fixes may be noticed eventually throughout the game, but however, that's the gist of things. Now, noticeable bugs, cats, all the wild cats, whatever, zombies, wolves, skeletons, all spin in a spiral on beds. However, I've also noticed that they also spin a spiral on an enchanting table. I'll show you a video clip right now of actually a cat spinning around rapidly on a enchanting table right now. And it's kind of strange, and if you actually remove the table itself, the cat is still spinning, and actually just being retarded, to be honest. So hopefully they can fix that. It's pretty easy to do, obviously, and it's quite strange when it happens on multiple mobs. The cats do not make any sound over time while taking damage, which is more of an issue of actually the mob itself not having the proper run through and whatnot. Cats can also be stuck on fences if they run into it. I've also noticed that cats in general just get stuck on like plain objects such as ferns or even like just like tall grass. They just seem to sit there and don't move until you break the grass itself, and then they run away. There could be a hiding thing, I'm not too sure. But it does seem a bit weird. Another bug, vines will slow the user down while running through them. So you'll notice, especially within the jungle biomes. I've got one over here. So the swamp biomes, and apparently the vines actually slow the user down itself when running through it. As you can see, it's a bit different. When you walk through it straight on, slows you down. I'm not too sure if it's an added feature, but how it's been noted as a bug. This wouldn't be too bad to actually include into the game if it wasn't a bug, because vines themselves in real life you probably walk slowly through, and it would be that bad. Another bug is that zombies will sometimes stand still and track you with their eyes and not move at all. I haven't noticed this bug myself. Obviously, it's a bit strange for that to happen. And also visible lines between rows of blocks. I'm not too sure what this means. It could be possibly like that as well. I don't know, I'm not too sure, but there's just some bugs that I've actually noticed as well. There's bound to be more bugs found. And they're always updated in the Wikipedia article, which is what I'm referencing right now. So go check that out if you want to see constant updates of what's actually been found and what's actually been updated and whatnot for the game itself. However, that's pretty much ends the video there. So I hope you enjoyed the actual video itself on updating from Minecraft 1.2. It's a bit over the joint, it's a bit different. They've added everything, like some pretty cool stuff, some pretty weird stuff, and some also bugs and whatnot. But hopefully it'll be fixed out or changed and whatnot. Not as bad as some other things like the fences and whatnot, but some pretty overall stuff that I quite like and plan to utilize when it actually comes out. Also, one note as well, the Jeb had tweeted a while ago that the Minecraft itself has actually been running on an older engine for, I think it was Java. And the reason why they've been running on an older engine is because when they last updated, it actually broke the game to a degree and players were having a lot of issues with it. So they say that they're going to be eventually upgrading to the new versions of it, or the new, I can't remember what it was, but the new versions within Minecraft. And this will allow apparently better runtimes or better things for certain languages that seem to glitch out in the current Minecraft. So that means more languages will be accepted and properly utilized within Minecraft, as well as probably some tweaks and bugs to the actual Java itself. Now, it's a bit of a weird update. It's a bit all over the joint and a bit technical to some degree. So I hope you guys liked it. Give some feedback. Possibly see if I'll change it up maybe in the next couple episodes and actually include some other things with it. But yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll see you later. So that's all out for now. Check out my other videos. I'll have some new content up very soon. So yeah, check that out, and I'll see you later. So bye.